Ciao, amici. We're so glad that you're here to join us tonight for a live bedtime story. Tonight's reading is hosted by Italian Week Ottawa and is in collaboration with the Dante Alighieri Society of Ottawa. And we're very lucky to have Teri Loretto-Valentik reading it for us. Teri is an actor, director, a published writer, and an all-around amazing storyteller. So I think we're ready. If you have questions, we'll have time at the end to ask them. I'm happy to pass the screen over to Teri now.
Thank you. Well, this is exciting. This is our second Strega Nona story this week. And if you joined us a couple of days ago, you'll know that Big Anthony was actually not the bad guy in the last story. But in this one, boy, oh boy, he's about to get into a lot of trouble in Strega Nona's harvest. This is a Strega Nona story written by Tomie, dePaola. Let's get started. All right. So it was spring. All the snow had melted and the rich earth was beginning to warm. Strega Nona pulled out a small wooden box that had been hidden away in a dark cupboard all winter. Aha, she said as she took out small packets of seeds that she had saved from last year's garden. Centennial piccola amici. Here you are, my little friends. I don't know about you guys, but I planted my garden this early this year and I got to pick radishes this morning. But Big Anthony was curious. Why are all those seeds in the dark, Strega Nona? Big Anthony asked. Well, mia caro, my dear, Strega Nona answered, they had to rest, just like you do, so they would be able to do their job when we plant them in the garden. When will we plant them, Strega Nona? Bombolona asked. Well, la luna, the moon, tells us, Bombolona. Then we will plant each kind of seed carefully in the right place. After all, we can't just throw seeds into the ground in a big pile. A garden must be orderly, so it is easy to pick the vegetables. Now, let me look in my Libro di Giardino, my garden book, to see what we did last year. Every year, Strega Nona wrote down in her book what she planted, when, and where. She never put the same vegetable, same spot. So you can see here in the pictures, she had pumpkins and tomatoes in one section, carrots, and it looks like more carrots and maybe beans in the next one. And then we went down, definitely beans down there, and some lettuce and cabbages, and never in the same place. And there's a good reason for that. We have to move them around, she told her helpers, so soil will stay happy and strong. But first, Anthony, you must spread the compost and manure we saved all winter and rake into the soil so our vegetables will grow as big and beautiful as can be. And just in case you didn't know what compost and manure are, maybe ask your parents or guardians, because Big Anthony had to put a clothespin on his nose to do his job. You're right, it's rotting food and old you-know-what. Children, come, called Strega Nona. It's almost the end of May, and there will be a full moon tonight. It's time to plant. Now, Anthony, I want you to make nice straight rows in the soil with the end of the hoe. That's where the seeds will go. Big Anthony, Bombolona scolded, you're not making the rows straight enough. You know that Strega Nona likes everything perfect, she added, and so do I. Bombolona is so bossy, Big Anthony thought. Someday I'll show her I can do something perfect too. So here they are with all of those seeds, and look what they've got there. Zucca, so zucchini. We've got eggplant, melanzana, we've got peas, all kinds of stuff in there. If you have a garden at home, what kind of plants do you have? I'd love to hear after the story. Here they are out in the garden. See, she's sprinkling the seeds in those really straight rows, and Bombolona is hoeing to make those rows. And there's Big Anthony. He's putting water because seeds need earth, sunshine, and water to grow. That night, or the night when the full moon rose in the sky, Strega Nona quietly crept out to the garden, and she looked up at the moon, and she said, oh, bella luna, smile on me, and on the seeds I sow, and the moonbeams shine from thee to make my garden grow. And now for the ingrediente segreto, the secret ingredient. Strega Nona blew 3 kisses to the moon. That's the secret ingredient. Oh, said Big Anthony as he watched her. Suddenly, he spied some seeds that had dropped on the ground. I know. I'll plant my own perfect garden behind the goat shed. I'll show Bambalona. So Big Anthony poked some holes in the ground. He threw in the seeds, covered them with compost and manure, and he watered, and he watered, and then he sang the Strega Nona. Oh, bella luna, smile on me, and on the seeds I sow. Wasn't a very good singer. And let the moonbeams shine from thee to make my garden grow. And he blew 3 kisses to the moon. And just to be sure, he blew 3 more. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What's he doing? As it did every year, Strega Nona's garden grew beautifully. See all those nice straight lines? And we compare Strega Nona's garden with Big Anthony's garden. He just threw those seeds around, right? So what do you think is going to be happening? Soon, bright green insalata salad was on the table. Fresh peas were added to the pasta from Strega Nona's pasta pot. Green beans were cooked in olive oil, and the other vegetables were growing beautifully too. Big Anthony's secret garden was growing as well, but not quite so beautifully. It looked like a jungle. Mamma mia, Big Anthony thought. I can't let Bambalona or Strega Nona see this mess. Uh-oh, look at that picture. Nice straight lines and a big foresty mess in Big Anthony's garden. Now it was time to harvest the vegetables Strega Nona would keep over the winter. You can see them harvesting pumpkins, tomatoes, all the vegetables from her beautiful garden. It wasn't long before the root cellar, that's like the basement, and the rafters in the kitchen were full. Molto bene, very good, said Strega Nona, Bambalona, and Big Anthony. A job well done. We all deserve a good meal. But Anthony didn't have time to rest. He had other work to do. I've got to pick all of my vegetables. What'll I do with them? He said. The next morning, when Strega Nona opened her door, she found a big pile of vegetables. Santo cielo, good heavens, Strega Nona said. Where did these come from? And she called Big Anthony and Bambalona. My children, please carry all these vegetables into the kitchen. Grazie, thank you. So they picked up all those vegetables and carried them into the kitchen. But every morning, there were more vegetables outside the door. Soon, there was hardly any room to move in the kitchen. Maybe these are from the villagers, Strega Nona thought. Perhaps they had too good of a harvest. Well, I must find out, and soon, if this goes on, I won't have room to sleep in my little bed at night. The next morning, Strega Nona packed a basket of vegetables. I'll take these to the sisters at the convent, and maybe they'll know something. Oh, grazie, Strega Nona, the Mother Superior said. You must have heard our prayers. Our garden didn't do well this season. In fact, no one's garden in the village did. We had too much rain down here, but you had lots of sun on your hill. So Strega Nona went right to the mayor. Si, Strega Nona, Signor Mayor said. The harvest was poor this year. Well, I have more than enough to share, Strega Nona said. I will have a harvest feast tomorrow evening at sundown. Tell everyone to come. And Strega Nona practically ran up to her littles. Bombalona, Big Anthony, come quickly, Strega Nona said. We have much work to do. I'm going to have a harvest feast for all of our friends and neighbors. We shall share our bounty. Look what they're doing. They set to work right away, making zuppa, soup, insalata, salad, all kinds of fruits and vegetables. It looks delicious. And here they are at the feast. Everyone from the village came. The nuns, the mayor, all the friends, the lords and ladies, and there was more than enough food for everyone. Mm-mm. And even at the end of the night, there was so much left over. They got to take all of the vegetables and fruits home that they could carry, which was great. Everybody got to eat. Evviva, evviva, hurrah, hurrah for Strega Nona, everyone shouted. Arrivederci, buonanotte. Goodbye, good night, Strega Nona and her two helpers called out. Whew. Strega Nona looked around at her empty kitchen. Well, that took care of that, she said with a smile. But I still wonder where all those vegetables came from. And she climbed into bed. Later that night, though, who's that carrying all of those things? There's Big Anthony with more vegetables. The end. I love that story. I love gardening, though. Is there anybody else in the group that likes to garden? You can use the chat, or you can ask questions out loud if you want to.
Thank you so much, Teri, for that great reading of Strega Nona. You really brought the characters to life. Now we have a book giveaway. Everyone who's here tonight has a chance to win Strega Nona's Harvest. And the winner is, we'll do a little drum roll, Christina Tagliarello. Congratulations. We'll be in touch by email to arrange getting your book to you. So I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. If you liked the story, Strega Nona books are available at your local bookstore. If you want to watch this story or any of our other Strega Nona readings, you can visit Italian Week Ottawa's YouTube channel.